as we go. And what do you do when your basement doors won't work anymore? Well, Chris is going to show us how to fix that. Stay tuned.
In order to replace the latch plungers with the aluminum ones, you have to take the latch plunger assembly apart. It's riveted with 4 rivets, and you use a 5/32 drill to drill out the rivets. Basic, simple process. Let's see what happens. Is it hot? Yeah, it's a little bit on the warm side. One thing you have to watch is the last rivet you rivet out. There's a spring action in there that may pop out and your spring will fly off somewhere. So you got to be careful when you hold it that you don't let that come out, because you need that spring when you replace your latch or plunger. Get that drilled out enough? Maybe I didn't. I'll have to drill it some more. Somebody that's used to drilling out rivets, this is usually a procedure, but I don't normally do this a lot, so I can get that one out. There, it's off. Now this is where you gotta watch. Make sure that it doesn't. So, inside, you have the bar that draws off. And what I do at this point is take a rag and clean it out in there. And then the old latch plunger is here, and you can see where it's kind of beat up over the years. And the plastic eventually will shatter. When that shatters, this part won't go back to open up your door, and your door will remain closed and you can't get it open. So it's pretty hard to get them open. So, not pretty hard, but there's tricks to it. But anyway, you want to avoid that, so replace the latches. Also, the one thing you notice when these plungers start to go bad is the fact that it's harder and harder to shut the door, at least on the sides that have the bad plungers. The next part is to put this assembly back with the new aluminum plunger. That was the only other alternative, which is a good one, is also just to order brand new latch assemblies with, they'll have new plungers in them. But if you really want a heavy duty situation for the doors you open the most on your RV, which is the electric door, the door that has the holding tanks, the door that has the water, you're going to be opening those pretty often, then I suggest replacing some or all of those with the aluminum plungers from recycled the old latch assemblies. So anyway, here we go. Oh, did I mention the company that had Improved RV Parts in Galena, Missouri? And he makes these heavier duty plungers that are made out of aluminum, but you still have to replace them in there because they're not manufactured that way normally. He even puts a little bit of white grease in there. So, let's see here. I'm going to I went and bought a cover plate for electrical junction box at hardware store, so we have a kind of an anvil going here with a piece of cinder block, so it makes a nice firm backing, and I also need a hammer. It's not too hard to put together, you just have to look at it, see how the other one is. Lay this on its back. There we go. And then we put the spring action in. Actually, that goes in first. The latch pushes against the spring, okay? this part goes to the lock assembly. So you want this to pull it. So when you put it back together again, it retracts inside this housing a little bit. And then what you do is you want to put your it has to be out beyond. So anyway, this is what happens is when it's held together, then the lock assembly pulls on that little handle, and that's what opens your door. So now the problem is I gotta get a rivet out. Rivet. Set them in there. Okay, so you put the rivet so that the underside has the flat part of the rivet. I think these rivets are similar to what I've looked online that they use for brake shoes, so I'm not really sure. They're 4x4 rivets. There. Once that's in there, oh, then I need the rivet tool. Could you hold that? Thank you. And you got to be careful you don't hit your hand. I'm not used to doing riveting, so I end up. Oh, I put it in here. So, Improved RV Parts will send you a rivet tool. I guess the regular rivet guns may not work as well. Riveters don't work as well, so they send you a special rivet tool. The important thing is to get the first one in place first. Okay, go ahead. It's okay. I don't know if it's in right or not. No, it's not in right. It's that first one that's the critical thing. There. I'm not going to. Oh, you know what I might have to do is clamp it. Don't do too many of these, so I'm not used to doing it as much. There. I think what I might do is use a vice grip on it to hold it together for the first rivet. You always have to make sure that the spring assembly is in good. There. Okay. Now it's clamped together. Now I gotta figure out what to do next. Okay. Do I want to clamp everything together? I don't know. So I can't hold this with that. Or I could hold it with that. Those of you that are better at this probably have it already figured out, but it's not going to work right. I'm going to have to take this apart. I think I may have to do it on there. With clamps. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it that way. Now let's see if this works. And those of you that have a vise, it's probably the best way. But in an RV, we don't have a workshop really. It depends upon the picnic table, the proverbial campground picnic table. Alright, let's see if I can do it this way. Did it get it? No, it didn't. Oh, I got grease all over. It's looking better. I'll try that more to flatten that out a little bit. Okay, one more rivet. Whoops. I bent it a little bit, but it's okay. Less than a couple of bucks, I can buy another one if I ever wanted to. So, campground anvil. Ow! That happens once in a while. Okay. You got grease at the other end. So one rebuilt latch assembly with aluminum plunger. Courtesy of Improved RV Parts.
Well, not courtesy.
Not courtesy of, but
we
bought
they
it.
provide the parts, but we got no compensation. We did pay for this, these parts, and this is just, hey, here's how it goes together. And they are definitely worth the investment if you want to, quote, bulletproof, unquote, your basement doors in your coach. They work very, very well, and we know those guys are going to hold up on our high traffic doors, which are our utility doors, water, electric, and, well, the RV version of sewer. Again, hope you found this helpful. Do please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hey, watch some of our other videos right over here. Thanks for watching, and safe travels to you, and who knows, someday, as we go, maybe we'll see you on the road.